I'm fully, totally, completely convinced that democracy is nothing more than an illusion to divide this country. They devised a plan, a scheme. They came up with democracy. And as you know, the United States was founded upon a republic. There was no such thing as two sides, no such thing as the right and the left, no such thing as two different parties. All there is the republic and then the rebels. And then, of course, you have your Tea Party. But the Democrats are the rebels that are rebelling against the republic, that they are rebelling against the Constitution of the United States of America. That is the simple truth. Democrats are not just, liberals. They are communists, and they are traitors, and they are against our republic. This is the new America. The new America is democracy. Right now, there's a transformation going on that's transforming America from a republic to a democracy. And all the media is pushing this, and all your government officials, everybody, senators, you name it, they're all pushing this idea of democracy. Democracy is nothing more than corporate America, which means the corporations control the policy. The corporations are controlled by the elite. The elite, the corporations, and then the people. And that's why mom and pop shops are closing up everywhere, because these big corporations like Walmart are eating them up. And that's what they want. They want America to be completely taken over by the corporations, to be taken over by corporate, and eventually to be taken over by the corporation, which is Satan's business. Satan has a business just like Jesus said, "Did you not know I be about my Father's business?" Satan has a business as well. They call it the company. And Satan is the one that runs it. Anybody that's in the music industry, anybody that's in Hollywood, eventually comes to the place where they meet the boss, or the they meet the. I'm losing that word. I'm trying to think of. They come to this place where they meet the company. Okay, they meet the business. They come to the place to realize the whole world is one big business. One huge, monolithic company, business. And of course, with any business, you have different levels to that business. You have your board of directors, you have your CEO, which is the President of the United States, and then you have, all these different positions and different levels. But right now, the United States of America is being transformed from a republic to a democracy. Now, why would they do this? Well, it makes it very simple. To divide a country, if you make the people to believe there's two sides, right? But there isn't two sides. Like I said, those that call themselves Democrats today are simply rogue, or they're rebels. They're rebels against the laws and order of this country. Okay, so then you see someone like Donald Trump that stands up on the Republican side and says he is going to restore law and order. Well, that's a good thing, okay? The problem with that is that Donald Trump is really a Democrat in disguise as a Republican. So if he was a Republican and he really did want to restore law and order, that would be a good thing. But he really is a representation of the corporate America or corporation. Anybody that's got that kind of money and that is involved in corporate that uses lobbyists to, control policy and to try to get their laws changed in this country, like he said, he knows the system. He says he's not a politician, but yet he knows politicians and he knows how it works. Well, if he knows how it works, then he's part of it. It's that simple. So, understand the United States of America is under a transformation from a republic to a democracy. Democracy is being sold right now in America to the point where most Americans, if you were to ask them, are we a democracy, they would say yes. Now, if you were to ask our forefathers, go back, say, 30, 40 years, and ask them if we're a democracy, they would say, what is that? Because there was no such thing. Nobody knew what a democracy was. This is something that's been newly created. This is something that has been devised to bring about a new world order. Divide and conquer. They're doing this everywhere. That's why you hear them saying in this country, we've got to bring democracy into other areas. We got to bring democracy into other countries and spread democracy. We got to go into the Middle East and go and bring democracy. What are they really saying? Divide and conquer. They've got to develop a technique or a scheme to divide all these countries up so they can conquer them, so that they can bring about a new world order. And it amazes me how many people in the United States of America that already believe the United States of America is a democracy. If you said to the average person that America is not a democracy, they would look at you sideways because they're so programmed to believing we're a democracy. I hear people saying today we need to restore the republic. Well, I don't think we need to restore the republic. I think we just need to educate people that we are a republic. We always have been a republic. But there are rebels in the land. There are those in the land that are rebels, and they are rebelling against this country's foundation and what this country stands for. And everything to do with the foundation of this country is being manipulated, okay, for lack of better words. So this is, without question, this is nothing more than pirates or rebels trying to take over, trying to seize, trying to infiltrate, and trying to hijack this country. And they're doing a pretty good job at it, if you think about it. So Obama is a rebel. Hillary Clinton is a rebel. Bill Clinton is a rebel. These are rebels. In fact, if you go back to Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton to the early years, you'll see where they actually protested against the Republic. They were actually protesting against, as far as what the Republicans wanted to do. Now, I'm not agreeing with pushing our weight around in big government and trying to go and bulldoze other countries, and trying to bring war and palmating other countries. I don't agree with that. But this Karl Marx and all this rebellion against the Republic, it has been going on for some time. The Weather Underground and all this. This is all nothing more than trying to turn the United States of America into a rogue country or a rogue state. Now, they want all countries in the world to be like this. In fact, really, what they really want is they want to turn the United States into a third world country. That's their plan, is to destroy this country to the point where it can be added to the other countries and become a new world order, a one world order, or a global system. It's the truth, people. It's the absolute truth. We are not a democracy. We've never been a democracy. It's a lie that's being sold to the people, and that is the truth. That's the truth. I just, I don't know if I can get you to see this. I'm trying to think of maybe another way to say this, but I guess I just have to keep on saying it. Maybe I'll just have to keep saying it on every broadcast. We are not a democracy. This country is not a democracy. The United States of America is not a democracy. We're being overrun. We're being infiltrated. There are communists taking over this country right now. A communist takeover. That's what's going on right now in America. I think it's time for God's people at least to understand what a democracy is. Understand the difference between a democracy and the republic. Because the republic is by the people, for the people, where the government is servant to the people, where the government is public servants that work for the people. Whereas with a democracy, it's big government and it's corporations that run everything. That's why Donald Trump's running for president, because of regulations. He wants to deregulate the United States so he can build more in the United States, so he can grow his business in America. He wants to take over more land. He wants to have more real estate in America. And so that's why he's doing it. He figured, well, my lobbyists it's not working, so I'm going to have to go in there myself. And if you find that that's exactly what his running mate says, that Donald Trump is interested in deregulating the regulations, high regulation in this country. He says it's too regulated. That's what's slowing things down. He said that's what's slowing the economy, which I agree with him. But that's the only reason he's running for president. He knows that if he deregulates, this is his plan, people. If he deregulates the United States, he knows that the economy will begin flowing again. But I'm going to tell you this. Donald Trump is going to be faced with an enemy, because there is an enemy that does not want the regulations to be they don't want the regulations to be removed. They want more regulation, if anything. They want to tighten on regulations. So Donald Trump comes in and he wants to deregulate. They want to keep it regulated and even go higher on regulations. But doesn't it make sense that if you deregulate this country, that things will begin flowing again, right? Because people will be able to do, companies will be able to do more because they're not so regulated, right? Makes sense? So that's his plan. That's what Donald Trump's going to run on. That is his plan. That is what he's going to work on for the 4 years. If he goes for another term after the 4 years, but that's what he's going to do the whole time he's there. He's going to keep working on deregulation. But this is the problem that Donald Trump faces. Because of our world, the way it is, so volatile, he has no idea what the next day holds. And I don't believe that Donald Trump is the man to handle everyday sudden, spontaneous things that erupt in things that happen. I don't think he's the man to deal with spontaneous things that happen. I think that Donald Trump is a control freak. And if he can't control what's going on, he is going to become angry and enraged. And then he's going to start doing things through anger. He's going to start doing things through force. And Donald Trump is the last man that needs to be doing anything through force or with anger, because he has no character, because he has no meekness, because he has no humility. So again, that's what his plan is. Again, he's a Democrat. You're running as a Republican. So now you got two Democrats running against each other right now, Hillary and Donald Trump. There is no such thing as Republicans. There's no such thing as Democrats. It's a republic. That's what it is. And then you have rebels. You have communists. You have those that are trying to destroy the republic, trying to get rid of the republic. On both sides now. Because you got to understand, even though Donald Trump is going to try to deregulate things, he's still going to be working towards the New World Order. You know he is. And without question, he'll make many, many deals with Russia. He'll make deals with China because he is the negotiator. See, they called Ronald Reagan the ultimate communicator. They called him the communicator. But Donald Trump is going to be known as the negotiator. True, people. That's exactly what he's going to be known as, the negotiator. He's going to go down in history as the negotiator because he's going to negotiate with China, Russia, with all these other countries. But what you don't realize is he's not making deals with these countries for the American people. It's all about big corporation. It's all about the free trade. It's all about that. Now, this is where Donald Trump's going to get America in trouble, is that Donald Trump will begin taxing other countries. And this is going to make them very angry. And this is where we're going to get in a lot of trouble, because he's going to start taxing Mexico. He's going to start taxing Russia. He's going to start taxing China even more than they're already. I mean, he's going to really begin taxing. And he's going to use that to try to bring money into this country to get rid of some of the deficit. Folks, listen, this is his plan. This is what Donald Trump is planning on doing. This is what his ultimate plan is. And I know that's why he doesn't share his plan as he's running for president. The reason he doesn't share his plan is because people wouldn't go for it, because it's going to enrage other countries. He doesn't see, Donald Trump doesn't care. Even in business, in his own business, he doesn't care who he offends. He doesn't care how he treats people. He doesn't care. China hates Donald Trump. Russia, yeah, you say, well, Putin likes Donald Trump. Yeah, because they're both in the same bed together. The leaders of these countries, Iran, Israel, all of them, all the leaders are in the same bed together with the whore of Babylon, and they're bringing about a new world order, a one world government. They're all in bed together. It's the common people. It's the citizens of this country and all the other countries that are the ones that are the victims. We're the ones that pay the price. They sit at the top and they play and they negotiate and they gamble and they play the gamut at the top of the pyramid. They're all playing this really playing Monopoly. If you think about it, they're the ones playing Monopoly, and you and I are the ones that pay the price while they play. Sad, but it's true. I know when they came out with that game board, Monopoly, that was mocking us. Think about it. Here you have these elite, right, that are actually playing Monopoly for real, with our lives, with our real estate, with everything, right? And then they make a board game while the American people are playing that. I used to play it, and all these people playing that board game while they're actually doing it. You ever thought about that? While they're taking over this world right now, you're playing politics, and they don't play politics. They don't play the election game. You're playing it, but they don't play. They're not playing. This is not a game for them, people. They get you playing the game while they actually do. They're doing while you're talking. While we're talking down here, they in the higher echelons, the prince, where the Bible talks about the rulers of this world, principalities in high places, but then it talks about the rulers of darkness or the rulers of this world. They play a game that is called the most dangerous game. That's what they call it. The most dangerous game. Do you know why it's the most dangerous game? Because it involves murder. Even the movie, even the game board that came out, Clue, right? The game board that came out, Clue. That was them too, mocking us. But let me tell you another game board that they were getting ready to come out, and they never got to bring it out because it was found out. They found out about the game, and they wasn't able. The Illuminati game. They actually had the game cards. They had it all. While they were going to carry it out, they would have American people. This is what their plan was. This is how evil they are. This is how wicked these people are. They're not even people. This is how wicked they are, though. They wanted all the American people playing this game, Illuminati, right? Thinking they were just playing a game. While we were playing with the cards, the very cards we were playing with was our very life. You say, I don't believe this, Brother Joe. Okay? Go to the Bible and look who wrote the letter. David wrote a letter, right, that said, set Uriah in the hottest part of the battle and retire from him. Guess who carried that letter? Uriah did. Uriah carried the very letter in his hands that was for his demise, to destroy him. Now you think about that. David did that to cover his sin, okay? Now, what would that be called? David has Joab come in, and he gives Joab orders to have Uriah killed, okay? He gives the letter to Uriah and says, go give this to Joab, right? So Joab's on the battlefield. Uriah comes out with this letter. It says, basically, retire from Uriah in the battle and destroy him. That's a conspiracy. They wanted you and me to play a board game called Illuminati while they were actually carrying it out. You can't get any more diabolical or sinister than that. It can't get any more diabolical. While you and I playing the game, Monopoly or even Illuminati, here we are playing with we're playing with the cards of the game. Because see, that was supposed to go to market. That was supposed to become a game like Monopoly, people. Did you know that? That was actually supposed to become a board game and put in every American home. While we were playing the game, they were actually carrying it out, laughing their heads off. You talk about evil. You talk about wicked. What they need to do is come out with a game board called Democracy, because that's what we're playing right now. But it's not a game. It's the most dangerous game. Really, think about it. The game they came out with, the board game called Risk. All these board games, they come out with these games because they're programming people by these games. You think about when you're playing that game, Monopoly, right? What do you think about? What are you thinking about while you play that game, Monopoly? Whoever owns the most wins, right? What are they doing? They're programming you to covet, to want more and more and more, right? And then they sell you what's called the American dream. Well, I've told you in the past, to dream, you got to be asleep. You got to be asleep to dream. It doesn't exist. There's no such thing as an American dream. It's an illusion. It's an illusion, people. Democracy is an illusion. It's not real. It's divide and conquer. And it's not a game. They're playing for keeps. So isn't the devil.